We all know the Harry Potter saga. It's 7 books. It's 8 movies, its famous writer and all the celebrities that give life to the characters. But what a lot of people do not know, it is the whole world behind this saga. Some stories captivate the public to the point that people take the universes inside of them to use them, to play in them, to create in them. And that is called fandom. This term comes from the words fanatic kingdom. The only important rule for creations to be part of the fandom is that they have to be 100% made by fans for fans. Fanfiction started as short stories published in chapters in the fanzines. Today there are international websites, with a huge database in which there are hundreds of thousands of different stories. Harry Potter being the top one with more fanfics than any other story. J.K. Rowling was one of the first writers to encourage the creations of fanfics. Until now, producers have been going against any fandom production because of the copyrights and the intellectual property protections. However, Rowling realized sooner than most the benefit of fanfiction, or fandom in general. If people would just read the books or watch the movies, that would be it. However, if they let them create and live in the universe of their own creation, the story would be alive way much longer.
No story lives unless someone wants to listen, so...
And we just have to look at Harry Potter fandom to know it really works. It's been 20 years since the release of the first book, 10 since the last, 16 since the release of the first movie and 6 since the last, and the fandom is still so active that last year was released a new movie saga in the same universe and the continuation of the books in the form of a theatre work, in response to all the demands of the fans. And that only is the tip of the iceberg. We have not talked about the books, the web page, the ONG, the amusement parks, the museums, even the impact it has had in the language. Because Cambridge recognized the word mole, not just as a Harry Potter word, but as a colloquial one. Going back to fanfiction, we can just see it as a way for the fans to change the original story. However, it is more than that. There is a research that says that from the beginning fanfiction was a way for people to escape their own reality, to help them cope with the bad things happening on their lives, and to connect with other people that happen to have the same problems. Back in the 60s, fanfiction was popular between women. The reason was that women were still under the patriarchal mentality. Their free will and sexual restrictions were the main reason they usually used the Star Trek fandom to get away. Today, even if fanfiction is also very popular with men, it is still used in the same way. And also it gives us the opportunity to see exactly how children and young adults see the world. The literature that is published nowadays, it is created by adults, and filtered by adults. This means that the young literature shows the young world as the adults think it is or as they want it to be. It is fanfiction that gives the real insight, because it is literature written by children and young adults for that same public. Themes, such as pornography or homosexuality, are not taboo, but are not mentioned, because of the still tiny insecurity of that patriarchy. However, they are freely explored and used in the stories. All of these because fanfiction has no filter. This can be a good thing or a bad thing, but fanfiction is a tool, and as any tool, it can be both of them. It only depends on how it is used. Harry Potter fanfiction is quite active in both departments. The /fanfiction, or the fanfiction that actively queers one or more characters, is very popular in the saga and takes a huge percentage of all the stories in the web. This has helped young people to explore their sexuality, to create and define, to denounce and reinforce new and old stereotypes of masculinity, femininity, homosexuality and sex. In Harry Potter, there is a big example, and probably the most popular one, the couple of Harry Potter and Draco Malfoy. Fanfiction has exploited this couple in all of its facets. From relationships that explore the change from a just platonic friendship to romantic sexual one, to heated clashes in a love-hate relationship. From a forced relationship in a dark time where the Dark Lord has won the war, to a perfect romance in an idealistic reality where everything is fine. They also have explored activities such as masturbation, homosexual sex, even triads, or the process that every young person has to go through to discover their sexuality. Everything from the point of view of the people writing the story. The world that reflects their stories is the one they see. Other couple that has become quite popular has been the love relationship between the Marauders or between Dumbledore and Grindelwald. This too give young people the opportunity to explore how they thought it was to be homosexual generations ago, which sometimes helps them understand their own problems. However, it is not only masculinity and homosexual issues that fanfiction helps to deal with. There is a huge problem that can affect any boy and girl of any part of the planet that Harry Potter with and without the fandom has helped to go through. Bullying. A study says that just the original story, without needing to delve into the fandom, has helped a lot of people to deal with all the emotional breakdown of being bullied and also to get past it and being able to live a normal life afterwards. But why? What does the Harry Potter saga have that makes it so easy to connect with people? The answer is not far from the main storyline: Hermione Granger. The character of Hermione Granger is the link every reader has between them and the Harry Potter world, not just because she is the one that over and over again explains the magical world with every little detail, but because she is the one, out of the three main characters, that comes from a normal family, a family without magic. Mulborns were the way of J.K. Rowling to promise every reader that there was a way in, that Hogwarts was not only for people from magical families, people from that new universe, it could be accessed by anyone. Now, why is it also so relevant to people being bullied? We also have characters that connect with the public quite well: Harry Potter and Hermione Granger, again. While Harry Potter suffers domestic abuse, it is another form of bullying. It is Hogwarts, and the magical world that helps him get away from that horrible family. The same thing happens when a child or a young adult with a difficult home situation reads the books, watches the movies, or opens fanfiction. It helps them while they are on it. Hermione's situation is less critical, but it is closer to the actual school bullying. First, Hermione comes from a normal family. However, they never talk too much about it, letting each reader probably inserts their own family situation. Second, Hermione is bullied at school because something she has no control over. This gives the reader a sense of injustice that immediately merge with their own sentiment of injustice at being bullied themselves. This creates a deep connection with the character that will help in the end. How this connection will help? Because even if the character of Hermione is bullied and has suffered because of it, she gets up, gets over it and deals with the bullying. She has become an example for a lot of people. She has given them courage and strength because of that deep connection they had with the character. In fanfiction, this very aspect of Harry Potter and Hermione Granger characters is also deeply exploited and used, which help us understand about those who are bullied. And also, it helps them find similar situation to their own and to know they are not alone.